Hey, welcome back once again. Another 2024 recording. Hope you guys been well as per usual. I think today is the 3rd. Is it the 4th? Still getting used to this brand new year. And hope you guys basically been good and healthy, mentally, physically. You know the gist of this whole thing. But today, just a quick thought I want to speak on. Standing on your principles. As you know, I'm all about men on the masculine journey, the masculine path, right? That's where we're going. Trying to really cultivate that masculinity, because masculinity embodies the whole. It embodies principles and values, and all those are the important ingredients to masculinity and being a man. So you need your principles, you need your values, and don't get me wrong, you don't need to be rigid. I don't advocate for people to be rigid on their principles. However, you need to stand firm when you need be. Why do I say this, and why do I encourage men and especially young men to stand on their principles? It's because the world or society wants to bend your values, to bend. They want you to bend to their own needs. There are certain things that they want you to sacrifice, meaning that they want you to leave the things that you want, or the things that you desire, or the things that you hold dear to yourself, and then they're going to try and convince you that what they are giving you is much better than what you seek, like what you desire. So you should watch out for that, because society has become a whole lot of smoke and mirrors. Everybody's it's a dog eat dog world, and everybody's serving their self-interest, of course. So most men will want you to, or just society basically will want you to devalue yourself. So if you're gonna devalue yourself, right, what will happen is that you're gonna live a life that you're gonna regret. You see, because you supposed to value yourself. You are supposed to be creating value. You see, a man in his mission, a man in his vision, is supposed to be creating value along his path. But as you grow, as you develop, as you embody those masculine principles that you're creating, those masculine values that you've created, the world doesn't want to see that. Society doesn't want to see that, because they feel threatened. That's why you have words like toxic masculinity. You have men being just being opposed for being men. They want you to be feminine. They want to effeminate you. So you should fight against that, especially now that a lot of society is run by very effeminate people, men. So if you're gonna stand on your principles, you may not get exactly what you want, because a lot of people who are controlling stuff would not want you to get there, because they know that you're going to be a great influence. You're going to be someone who's going to influence a generation, or influence people around you in a positive way, where that they can now start thinking for themselves, that they can start thinking alternatively. And that's the issue. Society want to make it as if there's no alternative to most problems. There are alternatives. They want to pretend as if they have the main solution. They are the best solution, so that you can keep on being dependent. And one thing about the superior man, one thing about the alpha man, one thing about the independent man is that he is a solo thinker. He thinks for himself, and society obviously does not want you to think for yourself, because once you start thinking for yourself, you start being critical of and opposing things that are against most of what society is accepting, which is most things that are unacceptable and things that do not embody values that were passed down to us. And unfortunately, a lot of values that were supposed to be passed down onto this generation or the previous generation, a lot of those things are being tossed away. And that's why a lot of other things are happening that are not supposed to be happening. Can't talk about all of these things, some of these things I think you know what they are. Everybody knows about certain things that society is gradually accepting, but that's not masculine. It's not African at times. It's just not something that that stuff is degenerate, right? To degenerate society and reduce it into a degenerate society, basically. So standing on your principles, it's going to be tough. It's tough. Something which is tough is because you're going against the grain, and forever you're supposed to be going against the grain. You can't just go with the flow of what society wants you to do. Otherwise, you'll end up just being a puppet. Just end up being a bitch, society's bitch, and show you do not want to be that. Stay independent. Be an independent thinker. Be a critical thinker. Criticize people. Criticize things. Even if it's not straightforward, at least try and eliminate other people. Give people that knowledge that hey, this and this is happening. It's not supposed to be happening. Otherwise, who's going to correct society? People are not willing to correct society. People are not willing to stand for the values and the principles that are straight, that have been passed on. They're not. So we are the people who are supposed to be doing this thing. Because at the end of the day, remember, our children are watching. The next generation is watching. Even the previous generation, some of them are watching, hoping that something will be changing. Even those who, sometimes we have to realize that the previous generation probably messed up. But we cannot start blaming them always. But we can do the little that we can do. Even just talking to young men, telling them about what's up. Telling them what's going on, and just illuminating their brains and their minds so that they can foresee and then make better choices. So I was growing up, my generation, 80s babies, 90s babies, we basically were not taught to make good choices. And that's why a lot of us end up doing things that are just contrary to what we want to achieve in general. We just end up being slaves to what society puts front of us. And of course, just because masculinity was also thrown away, as we know. All this feminist talk, and that's what's happening up to now. All this feminist bullshit that's happening that wants to change values and principles that have been passed down to us, that have been the pinnacle and of the pinnacle of society and holding society. For the longest, they want to break those things down. They want to break those principles. But as long as men are there who are willing to sacrifice and talk about it, who are willing to be in the forefront of there, then at least we can try and save a generation that's coming, and we can show them, hey, listen, there's this alternative, there's this, you can have choices. Because at the end of the day, if we allow people to do what the fuck they want to do, or try and derail society into a situation that they want to see, right? People think they have no choice. People think they have no choice, because they want to pass down laws. They want to pass down laws that don't even make sense. They want us to speak a certain way because probably we are too vulgar, whatever. unpolitical, whatever, unpolitical correct, whatever it is. Always coming with dumbest terms so that they can always be censoring people. But the gist of it is that staying in your principles, staying on your lane, staying on your values, keeping your values. Don't give up on that. Don't give up on that. And always have a choice. You always have a choice. Sometimes you may have to maybe compromise a bit. Strategically compromise, or just make sure that you become like a Machiavellian. Strategizing and make sure that whatever you're doing it out of principle, out of value, so that you do not regret things that you're doing later on. And that's the gist of it. That's what this is my message for today. Staying on your masculine value, and that's the theme for this year. Having that masculine presence, having that masculine those principles that have been for ages, that have been creating society. And we don't want to see a society that's just full of bullshitters. We don't want to see society that pretend that want to make it as if people do not have choices in this world. You have your own choice. You can choose the knowledge that you want. You can choose how you want or who you want to believe in, as in that any religion that you want, or whatever you want to believe, whatever spirituality you want to believe. Don't make people to tell you or make you feel guilty for believing in a different religion or anything like that, or a different path of spirituality. It's really up to you. Ultimately, it's really up to you. Listen to people who are eliminating, people who give you diamonds, who give you pearls, so that you wake up and then try and stir towards a better version of yourself. And that's the theme of it. So I'm going to stop there right now, and thank you. I hope you have a pleasant day, rest of the day right now, and till later. Peace.